celebrate everything that's happened in the last 10 months, everything that's been helping to be put in place for the benefit of the children. And so just a quick background for anyone that doesn't know, we've been giving updates. We've made multiple videos, and Wandera has shown and sent multiple videos and pictures documenting the updates over the last 9 months or so of just everything that has been going on, from the purchasing of specific land to the building of certain projects in order to help the children and benefit them. Craig and Suzanne met Wandera through the KTI Forum Facebook group. And then after hearing about Wandera's story and the need of the children that he's taken care of, decided that they wanted to get involved. It wasn't planned at all. It just was kind of something organic that had come about. And as Suzanne tells me and has shared with everyone else, including yourself, God guided her to help you in your endeavor to help these children. And so first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We're about on a 10-hour window here. If the quality is not the greatest, we're half a world apart, so people can understand that. So anyways, what I wanted to say today to start off is just kind of, we know that currently you're in the latter stages of getting the children moved off the current property that you guys have been renting, and you guys are moving them into the temporary emergency shelters that are nearing completion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we are nearly completion of our temporary housing, where we are soon to transfer to get our own land that we purchased.
Nice. And so part of those things is that's where you are now. Before you took over this role, what were you doing for your own personal life?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that question. Personally, I was dealing in bags and I was selling bags. I was selling bags for both men and women. So I would get to the capital city, which is Kampala. I go for shopping. I get these bags back to our city, which is Jinja City. And then I would start selling the bags. I had a center where I would put all the bags for the display and sell them to different people, men and female, to see that I attain some money which used to sustain me and run me as an individual for my living.
I think it's a commonality we all share, where we're doing something for ourselves and maybe we get really good at it. Maybe it's just something we do for a living. But what came about in your life that made you want to help these children? Did a specific event happen where you connected with these kids and saw that they needed help?
Yeah, definitely. There are two major reasons as to why I engaged into supporting these children. And the first major reason is what inspires me most. What has always been there to inspire me to see that I engage into this one. The person speaking in front of you, brother, and the rest that will be able to see this video, I once lived on a street of our own city. I lived on streets for a certain good period of time. I personally that I'm speaking with you. So I was given chance, and I was given chance, and I was given a new life by those people that I now call parents. So having lived on streets for quite a period of time, this experience that I passed through, the experience of sleeping in coldness, the experience of sleeping outside without experience of having a place you don't call a home, experience of sleeping without anything to cover yourself, the experience of you having nothing to eat and not expecting to get to anything to eat, the experience of you being seen as an evil, experience of you being seen as a degraded person. So that experience that I went through, and I was given a new life by the people that I call parents at the moment. Mm-hmm. The experience that I went through is what inspired me to see that I actually give all my life to support these children that are actually living on the streets. So before even I engaged into this, and to me personally, I always believed that me being supported, being the world giving me an opportunity to have a place I call a home, to have people that I call parents, I didn't take myself to be special, and I didn't take myself to be of a different level, but I took this as an opportunity, as a chance that the world has given me a chance to extend a hand to those that I left on the streets.
Right. I think a phrase that we use is paying it forward. Something that we feel blessed to have experienced in any form or fashion. Um, we were so grateful for the help others have given that we wanted to give them back the same kind of help
Yeah.
in the ways that we could. And so, as far as when you're able to be inspired to want to help people, did you look for specific children to help, or did an opportunity to help these specific 40 children kind of fall into your lap?
Oh, I didn't have that in mind, and I didn't target specific children. All I was looking at is any child that is outside, any child who is on the streets, any child that needs hope, any child that desires hope, any child that actually needs to be supported. Where I was, those were the streets of Ginger.
Right.
That is the same place where I went, and I picked the children that were there. Those are the children that I started with. I didn't target any. All I had were children that were on streets, and I had to pick them and then bring them together, and I start supporting them.
That's that's something for myself and my wife that we started shifting our what we felt responsible for is that of course we want our own children to be happy, healthy, provided for, safe, secure, and
Yeah.
long story short, we have been shifting, myself and my wife, to look at the responsibility of caring for all of our community's children, or at least have their best interest in our hearts, because we understand that the children depend on us. Why do you think it's important, especially in the area that you live in, that people look for ways to care for the children?
This is the first major reason why. It is because we have very many children that are meandering on the streets and don't have anyone to help. Because whenever you see a child who is suffering, not because of his or her willingness to be in such a situation, there is a way. If you have that sort of humanity, there is a way to have that in you, that calling in you, for you to come and support. Giving proof to someone, especially the person that is donating money for a specific event, for something to be invested in, or for support, or for buying food of a child. It is very simple to actually give proof to someone if whatever you are doing is right.
Hello, dear Sister Susan and Mr. Kiraji. I'm very delighted to inform you here. This is the land. Hope you can be able to see now. So this is the land here, and it passes here. The other side is the Lord. We're even close to the Lord. We are close to the main Lord, the other side. And as you are able to see, the land passes here. Here. These are the boundaries for the land. These are the boundaries for the land, as you are seeing. So this is the entire land. It goes to show you how the advantage that we are having. The land is not in an area which is not accessible. You can be able to see that is electricity. That is electricity. We have access to electricity. It is over there. The other side where we were, there is no access to electricity. So we have access to electricity already. You can see where we are standing. This is a load, as you are seeing. And this is a load that connects to the main load. Racing. So I'm going to show you here this land. This is the space here. We are planning. Uh, we are planning. We are planning to put the house here. We are planning to put the house for chicken to be put here. So ideally, the house for the chicken will be around here. So I'll be showing you. We are blessed that the land has some banana. The land has some banana, which is a beautiful thing. Cultivation. We put different crops the other side for cultivation. So this side here. So it is what is in the plan. So this is enough land for us to do everything. It is enough land for us to do everything. Enough land for us to put our project, as I said here, the chicken project where we are planning to put it already. So we are planning to have another space here. And then our permanent housing will be the other side facing down. Then from the middle of the land towards the other side, we are planning to do agriculture, plant a lot of crops. And we shall be having the fertilizers from the chicken. And that will be used within the garden that will be the other side, the other half land of the land. So this is the entire land, and we are very delighted we are going to have this land.
Everything you've been doing, you have again gone above and beyond. You have demonstrated to be completely compassionate towards these children, to be a man of your word, and to be someone that's working in the divine plan. Okay. And for Facebook members, you'll hear Suzanne talk about the divine plan, us all having a role in the divine plan. We have a segment of society we can specifically help, that we can specifically interact with and raise up, so to speak. You know, what role do you feel like you play in the divine plan, specifically that we're focusing as the Seeds of Compassion movement in Uganda?
So my role into this, in line with my activity that I'm aligning, is that I'm trying to nurture and I'm trying to impact, using my organization as a site of the beginning of Seed of Compassion to one, nurture the children, impact what we call a seed of kindness, impact them and change their lifestyle, ensure that they receive the basic needs, ensure that they receive the education, and ensure that I nurture them on a basis which will influence them to go and spread the kindness to others, and as well spread love and togetherness to the rest of the children. My organization has been used as the first site to see that we can spread a seed of compassion, and we are looking more to see that we can impact all different organizations in different places to see that we can join together and help others.
thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you do. We look forward to seeing that grand opening once you're able to finalize everything here in the next week. And then again, just thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and speak.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, brother, for this chance to be able to come here and as well speak to our people out there to know how worthy of what we are doing, and as well continue to call them and join us, because we need more people. This is a seed of compassion. We are just planting something where we expect everyone to come and do the same thing and plant, and we see that we can grow bigger and bigger, and to see that it will impact the entire world. Is that if we all bring our positive energies and join them together and try to send the positive energies to the world, because the world communicates and the world listens. And therefore, I'll end up as well to call, continue calling people that please you join us. Join us, and we see that we can spread this kindness. We can spread the seed of compassion to see that it can grow bigger and bigger, and hope very many people.
To update our friends, since the HIN project and emergency shelters are now in place, we had thought that the only thing urgently required are mosquito nets to protect the children. But then Wandera asked if he could take in more children because he has room for 40 more, and several young ones had approached asking if they could join the orphanage. Of course we said yes, because our goal is to get all the children off the streets. His request made us wonder just how many children are forced to live on the streets, and we were shocked to learn that there are approximately 16,000 homeless children across Uganda, with 600 in Wandera's area. Most are in the age group 9 to 14, but appallingly, roughly a third are aged between 5 and 8 years old, with the youngest being predominantly girls. The tragedy is that there are no food banks or other programs to help them, so they have to rely on the charity of the community, with the majority barely able to provide the basics for themselves. Although Wandera has room for these children and is able to feed, clothe, and educate them, he doesn't have 40 beds, mattresses, and mosquito nets, which are required by licensed orphanages. The reason they need nets, which cost $10 each, is because unlike the mosquitoes in the West, which are annoying pests, in Africa, the mosquitoes carry malaria and other serious diseases, which include Zika virus, West Nile virus, dengue fever, and yellow fever. Despite the life-saving drug of quinine, malaria is still a serious disease where dangerous relapses and complications often requires hospitalization. As can be seen in the video, the children have a place to sleep, and the HIN project is taking care of the orphanage's monthly expenses, including their food, schooling, clothes, and medical costs such as vaccines. However, the sale of eggs cannot provide the additional funds needed to build the permanent buildings required to successfully operate an orphanage. At present, they have nowhere to cook and serve food. We believe the answer to transforming the world lies with the children, which is why we need to protect and care for them. Something else we feel important is to involve children in compassionate acts. For instance, you may have noticed that these children only have a mattress. They have no toys or anything that we take for granted in the West, and yet they dance around joyously because they now have hope, and to them, this is paradise. What very few children in the West understand is that there are no food banks, toy drives, or homeless shelters for children in Africa. This Seeds of Compassion movement is a perfect opportunity to teach children how we can all help, by allowing them to give up one present to buy a child a mosquito net for $10 or even a $35 mattress, and register them as a seed of compassion by adding their first name to the map. As for the map, the colors and shapes are intentional. We were told to use beige overall to signify the world's general apathy caused by a sense of helplessness to do anything about awful suffering. Due to the ability to expand the map, we are endeavoring to display each state, province, region, department, territory, or whatever designation the nation uses in as many countries as possible. The larger countries have a gray square for the capitals to convey the despair and depression experienced by so many disenfranchised people living in the cities. Yet over each capital of a country is a white star, representing the spirit within the population. In addition, the capitals of the individual sections of a country have a white triangle to convey the same sentiment. Our goal is to turn the populated areas of the map green, representing a microcosm of the true kindness and generosity of spirit within the mass consciousness. Just one person stepping forward to identify themselves as a seed will turn either the square and/or center of a triangle where they live green. Our world today tends to reflect the worst of the minority, focusing on self-interest, power and profit, callousness and indifference. Where in truth, we know that there are millions of people actively working to help improve the plight of the vulnerable of the world, donating their time and/or their money. With this map registering the seeds of compassion, the movement seeks to capture that inspirational energy, reflecting the true nature of humanity, the energy and power of intent, which we are all sure you are fully aware of. As our members are of a higher vibrational energy, simply because you understand the nature of conscious energy, we can see just how transformative adding our names to the map can be. Originally, we asked for you loving, caring people to add your seed or your name to the map for the Register of Compassion with a token of $1, but a donation is not required to add your name to the map. What is most important is your energy, demonstrating how much humanity cares about one another. Of course, if you feel inspired to give a donation, we would gladly accept your support. On behalf of the directors for the I.D.E.A Foundation charity, thank you all so very much for your time and generosity, and have a great day.